Hello all and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome as well. I've been on a nostalgic kick lately with some games from my childhood, and I felt like bringing this one to the table. RollerCoaster Tycoon. When I was younger, this game took the hours of my life award by far. It's one of those addicted to creativity games that gets you sucked in so well that you just don't realize that 5 hours passed when you thought it was 30 minutes. And I haven't played this one in a while, so this will be a gem for me. When I was younger, I was to a point where I would delete the rides from the actual preloaded parks and rebuild them the same exact way they were to a T. So maybe I'll make this into a series if people like it, but for now, for this episode, I'm going to start in Forest Frontiers and try to get all my memory back. And if you thought tutorials existed back in 1999, they don't. This is the tutorial level. It's just a very big map, and you have to figure out how to create and maintain a theme park entirely on your own, with very little instructions, other than you have to get 250 guests in here by the year's end, with a park value of at least 600, which is considerably low compared to a lot of the other levels I remember. And this was the most simple level. But even with that in mind, there was still a lot of things you could do to screw up, like guests getting lost in the park, too much vomit on the ground, they don't know where the bathroom is, all that good stuff. But what I do remember was the strategy was to kind of start the park quickly and not just immediately go for roller coasters. You kind of have to build up a little foundation for guests to hang out and chill. So I would build the scrambled eggs, the merry-go-round, Ferris wheel, whatever I could just to keep people in the park until I could get a roller coaster going. And one of the mistakes I always made was not even hiring staff and just forgetting. There could be vomit for miles on pathways, and my park rating would be 0, and I'd be wondering why. Also, I remember turning mowing grass off for handymen because they will get lost in the grass. They will walk miles away from civilization and mow grass until they die. Kind of like my apartment groundskeepers in real life. And the final pieces to your started up theme park is just make sure they got some food, drink, and a place to go to the bathroom. And just like that, you got the beginnings to an awesome quote-unquote theme park going on. My idea was to build a roller coaster going above these walkways here, but a quick word, don't underestimate the spiral slide. The spiral slide may be boring, and it may seem like a waste of money, but this thing will keep guests in your park. And you best believe I'm good to my guests and I give them unlimited rides for admission, because they might be too scared of the roller coaster and they're chickening out, while their friends are trying to peer pressure them to going on it. It's like, no, I'm on the slide. Alright, now we can build our roller coaster, and I always remember going for the steel mini roller coaster first. I'm just not exactly sure what I'm gonna do, because I always do custom designs. I never bought the ones that were already made. And as an adult, I'm still making the mistake of not raising the price of admission. I remember sometimes I would let guests in for almost dirt cheap for the entire run and be like, why am I not making money? Alright, at this point, I don't know what I'm doing with this roller coaster, so I think I'm just gonna skip to when this thing's finally done. And would you look at that, it's finally done. At least it's completed. So you know what, let's just test this thing, open it, and get this ball rolling. I consider it a victory for it to make it over the first incline. I think we're doing good here. A success. Alright, let's check the ratings on this bad boy. The rating system is what would help you gauge the price for your admission on a ride without guessing, are you serious, we're not paying that. And I would never check this as a kid, and I would always wonder why they wouldn't go on a level 15 intensity rating ride. And one of the things I absolutely loved about RollerCoaster Tycoon was the customization for the paint jobs. It just made everything look so nice and so much to your taste. Okay, with this ride a success, I'm officially going to crown it with the title Success. People are going to be lining up for this thing around the block. And after building roller coasters, my mind usually just kind of goes blank with what I'm supposed to do next. Because I usually just want to keep building roller coasters, and I'll eventually run out of money. But instead of doing that, there's these intensity rides that you can use. The swinging ship is a cheap and a goodie for keeping guests in your park. Just eventually, they're not going to pay as much as $1 for getting on this thing because of the low excitement rating. Alright, that's enough customization. On to the next best part of this game. Finances. And I never had a lot of money in this game, because I'm constantly building crap that I didn't need. And if you're building roller coasters, just know, the bank has your back. Alright, jack up the price for admission here so we can take some more lunch money out of these dudes' pockets, and we can move on to the next best part of this game. The wooden roller coaster. The wooden roller coaster has to be the best looking roller coaster in this game, and one of the most satisfying to build by far. And it's a pretty good asset to your park to have because it provides a high excitement rating for almost any time you use it, especially when you build it around other rides. What I was going for here was a roller coaster that could be realistically believable, but also at the same time a little bit compact and kind of snakes around all the tracks a bit. Who am I kidding? I built all of these on a whim, because I never wanted to build the ones that were preset. I wanted to make my own and make them look as good as those others. I always aim to have my roller coasters be compact and take up as little space as possible, but also have a very long running track. Nothing was more satisfying than watching your own creation twist into pretzels everywhere. A random fact that I loved about these roller coasters was their curved inclines. These things were thick, and yes, I use that to describe a roller coaster. Alright, this thing's looking pretty twisty. And I'm also running out of money, so I gotta get this thing connected up to the station before I have to take out another loan. Not the greatest I could have done, but it's not bad either. Let's see how this thing runs. I don't know about any of you, but it's so satisfying to see your ride complete its first circuit, and especially after multiple failures. The only thing that kind of sucked is when you had no money, you weren't able to build as much as you wanted to. And getting these things to a high excitement rating was pretty hard. RollerCoaster Tycoon was much easier to get things up to maybe like a 7 or an 8, but here, if you got like a 5 or a 6, you were pretty good. Okay, let's crown this thing Tenodo Blanco. Yeah, Tenodo. Go back and fix that. Tornado Blanco. I don't know why, I just came up with this name. Wait, what's going on down here? How come nobody's... Oh. I didn't open this ride, and I didn't set an admission price. It's just been sitting there collecting dust and space. Out of my way, nature, I got money to be made and guests to make puke. The American dream. Ooh, the fan favorite steel roller coaster. How I miss this thing. This is one of the best roller coasters you could have in the entire game just because of how cheap you could make them. I just gotta figure out a spot to put this thing. Yeah, getting distracted in this game was criminally easy. Okay, back to the roller coaster. Might sound a little crazy, but I think I'm gonna squeeze this guy right up next to the other wooden roller coaster. Kinda make him a 2-in-1 attraction in this area over here. And this is what made the steel roller coaster so great in this game. It was so versatile and you could put this thing anywhere and it would still function. And that was due to its reversed incline function and its shuttle launch function. And with these options, it made this roller coaster extremely cheap to build, and it was very effective for any price you had it at. Not exactly sure what I was going for here, but I just wanted to make it twist around this track. So let's test this out. Ooh, that came way too close to the edge. Yeah, I had to rebuild this part. When guests are on the roller coaster, they add a little bit of weight to it, so the car is going to take off with more speed than it would without people actually in the car. So it will derail once people get on this. There we go, now that's a success. Even though this thing would cause whiplash, broken bones, and nausea like nobody's business, it still works. Alright, now let's call you Jackknife, because you be twisting around all over the place. And let's build a haunted house because why not? And let's put it smack dab in the middle of the park here and make it look like this entire park was built around this poor sap's house and he couldn't do anything about it and has to still live here. And welcome to the park, Jenkins Place. Now let's add insult to injury and call it Jenkins Jerkface Palace. Yep, that's great. I always thought it was a great idea to peer into the minds of the masses to see exactly what they want, and it just seems like everybody's doing alright, other than being sick. Jackknife broke down. What the hell? I just built this thing. Alright, who's on it? Because this thing's a moneymaker and I'm losing money as we speak. And look at this poor sap over here. This guy's 2 feet off the ground. He's gonna have a panic attack. Looks like you're on it. Ah, thank God. You are the heart of this amusement park. You are the blood that runs through its veins. You deserve the title of Employee of the Month. While we're nearing the end of this year and winning the scenario, let's build this guy a garage. We already took his property for the amusement park, so we might as well convert his garage into a ride too. There we go, that looks good. All of his Corvettes and his Firebirds are ours now. And one of the annoying things in RollerCoaster Tycoon was the prices. the longer you go in the year, the less people want to pay. So eventually you're going to have to charge dirt cheap for things. Like, I'm pretty sure this merry-go-round is free, and I never set a price, and nobody wants to go on it. Okay, now let's just skate off the rich side of town so we can distinguish ourselves from Jenkins' place over there. Its dirt road is making us look bad. Uh-oh, the charity merry-go-round broke down. When I first saw this happen as a kid, I was pretty freaked out. I thought the game was breaking, because of the way this thing speeds up, it just bounces around. It was weird. Ugh, thank God. Thought we were about to have a nuclear meltdown in this park for a second. And with the final stretch within reach, I might as well build a log flume because I forgot, and I got a lot of money to waste. And it's actually kind of sad because I won't be able to see the log flume actually up and running because I'm so close to the end that it's not going to happen. So I'm going to title this I Win, because give it a minute. Ah, would you look at that? It was so satisfying to see this win scenario screen every time you played, because a lot of the time it was very painstaking to get here, just not on the easiest level. Seriously, this game was a lot of fun to revisit, and it took up a lot of my time when I was a kid, and I'm thankful for that. I'm smiling right now as I'm editing this. It was the best feeling knowing that you beat the scenario, and now you can do whatever it is you want with the park, with no time frame, no goal. You can just sit back and relax, which was what this video is meant to be, just a chill experience. Give this a like, subscribe, leave your comments down below of your experiences with this game. I love seeing it all, and I might make this into a little series. Thanks for watching.